Hi guys, it's Mila here. I hope you're all having an awesome day. So today I'm here to talk about my favorite topic, restarting or flattening your island, the eternal debate. I have done a video on this topic before, but that video is kind of old and I was a bit biased towards not restarting your island. So today I'm here to kind of give my updated opinion slash debate slash whatever you want to call this on if you should restart or maybe flatten your Animal Crossing island. So without further ado, let's get to it. I have some pros and cons listed out for you, and maybe this video can help you decide whether you want to restart or flatten your own island. But anyways, I'm also here to talk about what I'm probably going to do very soon myself. Okay, so let's talk about pros and cons first, and I want to start with flattening your island. As I don't know, I think I did this in the last video as well, but let's start with flattening your island. So obviously, if you decide to flatten your island instead of doing a whole restart, you get to keep your collections. That means your museum, your recipes, your item catalog, and let's be honest, collecting all of this is a lot of effort, especially if you're not a treasure island person. So that is definitely a pro, because collecting everything in this game takes a long time, especially if you don't time travel as well. I mean, I haven't even completed my bug collection on either of my two islands yet, so yeah, keeping your collections is definitely a plus if that's something that you have been doing for a long time, and maybe you're not one of these people who enjoy doing this over and over again, or maybe you've put a lot of effort to it and you don't want to lose this progress. And let's be honest, the museum has a lot of different sections to it, so completing everything is a lot. The second pro is keeping your villagers. This might be like more on the sentimental side, but definitely if you love your villagers, if you're a sentimental player like I am, and you have hard time letting go of your dreamies, obviously flattening your island means that you get to keep your villagers and the current friendships that you have. But these days, I have to say, like, getting villager photos has become significantly easier, so this might not be something to worry about too much, but it's more on that sentimental side, like that marshal is your marshal kind of thing. Like, even if you could go and find another marshal, but that first marshal is the OG marshal, if that makes any sense. Third pro is obviously keeping your map, which might be a little bit like weird to say, but obviously if you have found a really good map and a really good set of villagers, the perfect airport, etc, etc, if you decide to flatten your island, you get to keep that island map, the airport, etc, etc, which might be like really difficult to find again if you would restart your island. So definitely something to keep in mind. Like, are you willing to put in that effort to find that map again if you happen to have a really good one right now? Okay, one thing I want to mention as well is if you decide to flatten your island, you get to keep your nook miles. And this obviously comes to kind of like what kind of player you are. Do you use treasure islands? Are you time traveling? Do you play a lot? Are you willing to put in all the effort to grind all those miles again? But a definite plus if you have been playing for a long time and grinding those nook miles is that you get to keep them if you just decide to flatten your island. And one of the biggest pros that I personally consider, which might not be for everyone, but I love after flattening your island, how you have all this space around you and you kind of get to dream and get inspired. I don't know if it works for everyone, but for me, I love all that empty space so I can clear my mind and let those like inspirations flow. It's actually really a lot of fun, although it is a lot of effort to flatten your island, but it is worth that empty space. Although this, I think, is more personal preference, because not all people like the fact that the island is completely flat and it might be a bit intimidating. But me personally, I kind of like that a lot. So obviously, if we move on to the cons of flattening your island, the biggest one is definitely the amount of work you have to put in if you flatten your island. That means decluttering everything, deflowering the whole island, terraforming everything. Obviously, this depends a lot on how well you have decorated and terraformed your island. So if you haven't done a lot, maybe it's a bit easier. But obviously, if you have a really cluttered island, it's gonna take a ton of work, a ton of effort, and it might be a bit demotivating, I'm not gonna lie. Flattening your island is a lot of work, and you have to be prepared mentally and physically to do it. If you are in the very beginning of the game, it is a bit easier. Plus, one thing that really helps is if you have some friends who can come and help you out deflowering the island, maybe even decluttering it for you. If you don't have any in real life friends to play with, definitely check out our Discord community. If you are in the need of any deflowering help or anything like that, you might find someone to help you out. So yeah, come join our Discord server. Also, definitely, if you decide to go for the flattening option, go check out my video on what to do after you flattened your island, because I know it can be kind of intimidating and demotivating, and sometimes that empty space is like a lot to handle. So definitely go check that out for more tips. But yeah, flattening your island, I think it's more for the sentimental players who are willing to put in the effort. Maybe if you have just one island, as I do think most people do, if you don't have a second switch or anything, and you really don't want to lose all that progress on your villagers, your museum, etc., flattening can be an option for you, but you have to be really motivated. I mean, maybe it's just for me, but I feel flattening your island is kind of a lot, so it's not something that I enjoy doing that much, I have to say, even though in my previous video where I talk about this topic, I was more on the flattening side of it. But I have to say, from experience, if you are even a little bit lazy and easily demotivated, flattening your island might not be the option for you. But then again, if you are on the other side, if you're willing to put in the effort, it might just be the option for you. Okay, so let's quickly talk about, or quickly as I can, talk about the restarting option, which I feel like in today's video I have a bit more bias not against, but for. Because now that I look at everything, I feel like restarting your island is kind of an easier option. But yeah, let's get into it, shall we? So obviously the biggest pro for having a full-on restart, aka wiping your old island into the void, is the fresh start. Like, you get to name your island again, you get to name your character again if you named them something funny that you don't really like right now. Obviously you get the new map, which is probably one of the biggest reasons as well. If in the beginning of the game you chose a really bad map, maybe your resident service building is really close to the airport, stuff like this, your river mouth, you get to decide everything again. Obviously, this one also might take some time. Some people really want the perfect map, so sometimes the reset might take a lot of effort and patience. So just keep that in mind. But definitely the good thing is that you don't have to declutter, deflower, terraform, you don't have to lose your mind basically. So if you are a little bit lazy like I am, I think restart is a good option. But obviously, I have to mention that I am coming to this topic now with 2 switches, so I have 2 islands, which obviously makes this a bit easier decision, because I feel like I can reset my other island and still have that other one. I know I've spoken about my OG island many times, and I've decided never to reset it because I think it's kind of cute that I've had this Animal Crossing island, like the same island, for a really long time. So yeah, I guess that's also where I'm coming from with this video, as I was like, when I made that previous video, I only had one Switch, and I was really hesitant to reset that island because, yeah, my first Animal Crossing island has been with me from the very beginning, and I'm very sentimental about it, so I can't reset that island. But I don't know, I also feel like if I would still have just one Switch, I might even reset that island because I feel like resets are kind of fun as well. I don't know what I would do if I would only have one Switch in another reality. Okay, one pro obviously for the restart as well that I want to mention is that once you reset your island, you have some terraforming done already, because when you flatten your island completely, obviously you have to do all the terraforming from scratch. So with reset, at least you have some cliffs that you can modify, and you can maybe choose an island that you like the layout of, so you don't have to do that much terraforming, which is a definite pro. And as I said, I feel like restart can really cure a burnout. Like if you're looking for that fresh start, something new to do in Animal Crossing, I think restart is a really good option for that. If you feel like you're stuck with the same island, you're not really inspired, restart might just be the thing that you need in your life, if you know what I mean. Like you can choose a new theme, you can choose new villagers, you can do a lot of villager hunting, or maybe like if you don't like the traditional Nook Mile hunt, at least you can hunt them from Reddit or from Discords, try to get your new dreamies on the new island. Maybe you just choose to do very chill core, no terraforming, kind of a cute, lazy decorating. Or maybe you're gonna do the whole pro shebang Instagram island. It could be so much fun to restart. Honestly, like, this is kind of like, okay, I'm definitely coming to this topic from a point where I feel a bit burned out and I kind of want something new and fun to do. And yeah, in a way, like, you lose all the progress, but in a way, it's also kind of fun to go and hunt for all the bugs and fish again. That might be something really fun to do, especially because there is no new bugs or fish added to the game. So maybe completing the collection might be a lot of fun. And I feel like restarts are a really good thing to do for these slow times when there is no new updates or no new games releasing. So restart can give you a lot of new things to do. Also, flattening can do the same, but I feel like flattening, just, you have to be prepared for it. I'm not saying either one of these options are better than the other. It just depends on what you're looking for and what kind of player you are. But both of them will really bring something new to your game and something, at least a lot to do. So restart cons that I want to mention is obviously mainly the sentimental reasons and all the progress lost. And as I mentioned in my previous video, I was kind of against restarting your island because of losing all the progress and stuff. But I feel like with the new updates and everything, things have become way easier. Like, for example, getting that friendship back with the villagers and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't see that many cons for restart, except that it's very final. So once you do it, there is no turning back. Obviously, you can make a dream address to have that island kind of like floating in a dream somewhere. But yeah, if you're gonna wipe out your island, throw it into the void, you have to be really sure about it. So yeah, in the end, you just have to think about what kind of player you are. Are you lazy, sentimental? Do you time travel or not? Are you using treasure islands or not? Because all of these things will really affect which choice is better for you. For example, if you are not time traveling, all the bugs and fish, getting those things back are gonna take a long time. So are you prepared for that? Also, obviously, if you are not using treasure islands, you have to be a bit creative with getting all the items and nook miles and stuff like that back. You have to do all the grinding or join a bunch of Discord servers or trade with friends or all that. So that's something to consider as well. And honestly, I feel like if you are gonna do a restart or flattening your island, maybe you want to do something opposite to what you did before if you want to get your kind of Animal Crossing inspiration back. So for example, if you have time traveled a lot before, maybe with your new island, don't time travel, see how it goes. Or if you were using a lot of treasure islands, which is kind of a, how do you say, like two-sided sword? Like in a way treasure islands are really, really cool, but in a way it's kind of fun to have the challenge of trying to get the items the old-fashioned way or by trading and stuff. So before you choose, just prepare yourself and know yourself, what kind of player you are, and good luck with the flattening or resetting your island. Let me know if you're gonna do either or which one are you gonna choose, and if you have anything to add to this, why you maybe chose flattening your island or resetting your island. Let me know in the comments below. I love discussing this topic because yeah, it's like an eternal debate. I feel. I mean, restarts are a lot of fun, but flattening can be an option as well if you really, really love your island and don't want to really lose it like completely, if that makes any sense. Also, lastly, I would just want to mention you can also kind of find something in the middle. Obviously, you don't have to flatten your whole island, which is kind of what I recommend that you do. Flattening your whole island can be kind of demotivating and a lot of work, as I've mentioned like a million times by now. So maybe you can flatten like 1/4 of your island at a time. Do it little by little and see if that's something that would work for you better. But I think that is pretty much all that I want to say. If I forget something, check out the description, the pinned comment, and yeah, let me know what you think about flattening and restarting in the comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure you like it and subscribe to the channel. We would love to see you here in the future. Thank you so much for watching. Have an awesome day. Bye guys!